Welcome back to another legendary tier list video. Today, there are 11 candidates throughout Skyrim who beg us for some spare gold. We will be going in and we will be rating Skyrim's begging populace based upon quests, merits, characteristics, personality, all that jazz. Now, let's see which of the beggars are worthy of being dragonborn and which of them are worthy of being mud crabs. So here we are, starting off with a pretty sad beggar located in Iverstead. We have Narfi, a man whose mind is deteriorated, mainly due to him waiting for his sister to return for over a year. Through a small quest, we learn that his sister has unfortunately passed away, and we can deliver her necklace back to him to at least give his mind, a little bit of reprieve, mainly due to the pity points and the unique personality that Narfi gives us. He says some insane ramblings and stuff like that. Compared to the other contenders on this list, I'm going to throw Narfi up into the B tier. He doesn't really do anything outside of that small quest, but man, I just feel bad for the guy. So next up we have a little worm that's living in the warrens of Markarth, Degain. Now, who can forget such kind words he displays all the time, such as
Alms. I said alms, you backbiter. Give a crippled worker a helping hand.
Now, Degain, he's an injured worker, quote-unquote, of the local mine who, he kind of roams the streets, and he purely wants booze and gold, and that's it. Let me tell you, he's not even the fun drunk, he's the sad, mad drunk, where all he does is insult you unless you give him a piece of gold, and then he proceeds to still make fun of you and insult you and such. Now, for his rude demeanor and his uncharacteristic hatred towards us, the player, and then he only has the one quest where you steal a statue and get gold for him, Degain is not one of the best beggars out there. We're going to go ahead and throw him into the D tier. Sorry, Degain. Actually, not really sorry. You're kind of a butthole. Now let's hear an uplifting line.
Sure, I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to even speak to me?
At the Riften Marketplace, we can find Snilf, a Nord man who likes to make crude remarks about us, even, if we are charitable. We donate, and he still says crap. He likes to always bring up the story about his wife and daughter dying at the hand of the brigands, and all around he's very depressing, and, he just brings the whole vibe of the Riften Marketplace down. He's rude, he's boring, all he does is sit on his mat. And I have no issue with throwing him into the D tier. Grow up, Snilf. It's just a wife and kid. You can always get more of them.
Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad?
Also, in the Riften Marketplace, we find Edda, another Debbie Downer who talks, about morbid things and just seems to bring the vibe down. Let me tell y'all, the Riften Marketplace, it has such negative energy radiating from it, mainly due to the two beggars who always like to whinge and complain all day, every day. Now, Edda does have a slight advantage over Snilf, as we can receive a steel battle axe from her after giving her 5 gold, and she doesn't directly insult us unlike her male counterpart. Now, for that, I think Edda can move up a tier above Snilf into the C tier. But Riften does not have a lot going for it in terms of their homeless population. They need to spice things up somehow. Now we have someone that I feel like you manage to always run into once you enter Solitude.
Spare some gold for a veteran?
Here is Noster Eagle Eye. So he's a man who claims to have been at Anvil when the Dominion attacked, and that's why he has lost his eye. And now all he does is he likes to bother you every time you want to do literally anything in Solitude. I feel like you just run right past him. You'll always hear his audio clip just bam, 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 bam. He does have a minor quest of actually finding his helmet. And if you return it to him, he teaches you a level in sneak. He is bothersome, but he's not rude or anything. He's just more like a nuisance. And he at least gives you a quest, even though it's a minor quest and you can level up your sneak due to it. So with all that said, Noster, I think you deserve to go into the B tier. You're not great, you're not horrible, you're just kind of there. So located near the Bard's College or Blue Palace, we find the beggar Dervin, where all he is really good for, besides the gift of charity, which of course, you know, all beggars do, all you have to do is give him a piece of gold, is start the Mind of Madness quest, so we can go in and like fangirl over Sheogorath and get the legendary Wabbajack. He is like merely a stepping stone to start the quest, and the reality of it is he doesn't really do anything more. In fact, he actually just disappears from Solitude once the quest is done. You can't even find him anymore without console commands or anything. So due to this, I'm gonna place Dervin in the C tier, mainly due to like his uninspired traits and abilities. He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't do anything besides start the Mind of Madness quest. So here we have another beggar.
I don't have anything to say.
We have Zari, another beggar located in Solitude who likes to run and play and beg me for money. Now, where do we place a child from a Bethesda game? Automatic F tier. Here we have a line that you hear every time you enter Whiterun.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Here's Brenin, a drunk who likes to roam the streets of Whiterun and entertain you along the way. He has a pretty entertaining personality. He always is asking for booze, but he's like much more enthusiastic compared to that of Degain. He does also have a small quest to steal some Argonian ale, and in return, all he gives you is like a potion of healing. It depends on your level. Mainly due to like his fun drunkard personality. Again, I think he's much more entertaining than Degain. He's always like asking for booze money and stuff like that. He's not trying to hide it or anything. I'm going to give Brenin the high honor of putting him in the A tier. I love his voice. I love his lines. I love his charm. I love everything about the guy. He's not very useful, don't get me wrong, but he's just entertaining. He's someone that's pretty fun to have in the city of Whiterun. Here he comes. Here comes one of the most legendary beggars in all of Skyrim. So here we have Angrenor Once Honored. A Nord beggar who was a member of the Stormcloak army until his wartime injury. He had a sword through the chest that put him out of work. He now lives in Windhelm, around Candlehearth Hall, where he continually talks about his glory days. Now, but why do I call him a legend? It's because of one thing.
Here's the Proud Groom now. Let's begin the ceremony.
You can marry him. And not only can you marry him, but he has like one crucial characteristic that I just love about him. Where even after marriage, with a partner who can like shower him with gold and treasures and knickknacks, whatever he wants, he leaves wherever your domain is, wherever your home is, and he continues to beg for money. And the grind just never stops for him. And I can honestly respect that kind of hustle that he puts on display every day of his life. Every day. And for that, Angrenor deserves the highest recognition, I think, of being placed into the S tier. His legacy inspires any and all people on that grind set mindset. So here we have another beggar who hangs around Candlehearth Hall in Windhelm.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
We have Silda the Unseen, who seems to have a series of, you know, unfortunate events that led her where she is today. She probably has a criminal history or background or something along those lines. She does have the useful ability of teaching you pickpocket all the way up to expert level. And as a bonus for that, it also feels like you are being one charitable person because you're giving her hundreds of gold to level up said ability. Now, she is a kind-hearted person. You know, she's begging, you know, she's got to make some money somehow. I don't blame her. She's not rude about it or anything like that. She, again, has the pickpocket ability. So we are going to go ahead and put Silda in the A tier because she seems like a pretty great beggar. So finally, we come to the last beggar, Gasur, who he's a Nord beggar, and more importantly, he's also an informant for the Thalmor and can also be found at the Thalmor Embassy. Now, we all know what we do to Thalmor informants. and we know where we rate them on a tier list. Gasur makes it automatically to the F tier. It's as simple as that. And now that man is no longer alive on 100% of my playthroughs. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed the Skyrim Beggar tier list. Let me know what y'all think of this in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, until we meet again, adios.